Hey everybody, I wanted to come to you and talk to you about the challenge that lack of team roles or team roles can cause in a dental practice. Because I find when we're brought into practices with this particular issue in mind, oftentimes what happens, if I were to try and diagnose the problem, is mismatched expectations lead to lots of problems and chaos. It's one of those things where you come into the practice and you say, who's responsible for this? And everybody does one of these things. And that lack of clarity creates a lack of responsibility, which creates a lack of performance, and that lack of performance obviously causes a lot of hardship for the practice. So what I want to do is talk through how we can solve this over the next series of videos, and hopefully in a generic fashion, but yet in a structured enough fashion that it's useful to you, that you can figure out how to solve the problem in your practice. So the first thing I would suggest is, do you have an issue of team roles? Do you have a time where you walk into the practice and say, who's responsible for this? And people do that pointing thing I said earlier. If you do, you probably have this issue. Here's the homework I want to give you then to diagnose this problem. I want you to give everybody the homework to go home tonight to write down their job responsibilities and bring them back tomorrow and make it clear. I don't want you talking to each other about this. This is a do-it-yourself sort of homework assignment. It's not a right or wrong answer. You can't get in trouble for what you write down. I just want you to write down your job responsibilities and get it to me. In fact, maybe even better, don't give them overnight. Do it over lunch, right here, right now, so they don't have the time to try and collaborate. The second piece of homework is obviously going to be for you to read all these and see how much confusion there is amongst their answers. I think what you're going to find is some people will have clarity about what their job is. Other people won't even know what to write down, and that's probably where you might have some issues. So then the piece of homework I want to give you, the owner, after this is for you to sit down and think of each individual person and write down what you want that person's job to be. A job description, a job responsibility, however you want to slice and dice that. But sit down and do it maybe even before you read their answers. Might be interesting. So as you're watching this, I think I like that better. Write down what you think their job responsibilities should be, then do the homework assignment of having them do it, and then compare notes. How similar is your vision of the role to their vision of the role? I think you're going to find there's a disparity there, like I said, in some cases, and maybe some others not. And some of that's going to be on the individual, that person just needs coaching to improve that. So that's the first homework assignment, for you to write your job description for each person and then have them do it and compare notes. And then we'll come back in the subsequent video and describe how to navigate creating job responsibilities that make sense.